A few, I don't know, weeks, months ago, I did a FOGATTI review right here on this bench with the same kind of setup here. And it was a neat water heater, and I really enjoyed it. It's very, very much almost identical to your Girard, but I've come to you today with a new thing. The brand, FOGATTI, reached out to me and asked me if I would do something way more technical on their top-of-the-line model, the InstaShower 66,000 BTU Supreme Series water heater. They specifically want me to do a full internal review, tear down, cracking open the outer casing, explaining every major component with a big focus on the mixed tank system, which I think is pretty awesome. So here's the thing. I'm going to do this entire review right here on this bench. I'm not going to put it in an RV and check all the things. I just got a bucket of water, a water pump, a propane tank sitting down here, big battery over there to run everything. So I'm going to be testing it like that, and we'll see how it all works out. And I hope I can give you a pretty good view of everything going on. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is get this box cracked open, get everything pulled out, get everything hooked up here. All right, I'm gonna put this away so I don't scratch it, but this is your shroud that goes around it when you hook it up, so looks good. All right, the water heater itself, this is some key points for successful installation it comes with. Same thing is up here taped onto the top of it, so that's pretty nice. I just want to run through it real quickly of what it's in here and kind of what it looks like. It is a really nice looking system. And the main thing in here is going to be this little component right over here on the side. But again, I will take it completely apart so you can see it all, but that's going to be the main component. But for right now, let's hook up some propane to this thing. Let's hook up my water bucket and get some water flowing in it so you can see how it heats the water. If you're not familiar with Chad's RV Reviews, if you know me, you're most likely to know Chad. Chad installed this same water heater on his trailer. There are a number of other videos out there for people who've installed it and used it and kind of shown you the pluses and minuses of it. It does fit in Airstream, so Brad might have one in his Airstream soon. But if you want to go see the pluses and minuses, it works with both a shower and a kitchen sink running. You can modulate it with cold water, which you can't do with a Girard or many other tankless water heaters. It also skips the cold water sandwich. So warm water, cold water, warm water again. So that's a cool thing. But let's get it hooked up so you can check it out. All right, I've got to make some more PEX lines here, but cold water goes in there. Hot water comes out there. Propane goes in right here. All right, so something weird about this thing is considered a remote control, which I wouldn't do it that way. I would want the wires to come out the back and just be attached to the wall permanently, but it does have a little slot here so you can remove it and remote control and then hang your remote control, corded remote control back up. All right, I got some positive and negative 12-volt wires here that I'm going to need to make a little longer because they are short. I can just attach them up here. So my water pump is going to pump water out of my bucket here, and it's going to go from my water pump into a cold PEX line. All right, now I need water coming out of the hot PEX line, going back into my bucket. There we go. Now I need a battery. I have that right here. Oh, it's a big battery. Sorry, I don't have any smaller ones over here. So I have propane going in. I have cold water going to get pumped in, so this is all going to happen simultaneously here. I can see the water heater here with my screen, so it's all going to start running together at the same time. But let's just get the water pump flowing. Flow some water through there first so I don't burn anything up. So let me currently disconnect the ground wire and the hot wire on the water heater and just verify that I can get water flowing through the water heater itself. Hot is on hot. So I'm pumping water through there, so that's working. So now I have water in the system. I don't ever want to heat this thing up with no water in it. That would not be ideal. So now I'm going to put my hot wire for the water heater in and my negative wire in. I'll turn on my propane. So I'm in a well-ventilated area, so we're all clear with that. I have a safety valve here on the propane tank, which you can't see down below the camera. Propane line is here. It's the appropriate amount of air propane flow for this device. I've already done all these checks. I did this on the previous water heater, so let's get this thing fired up. Ground going on. Water is pumping through. All right, I heard that fan come on up there. It's trying to light right now. There's the flame. 104, 113, 116. That fast. Man, that's super fast. And it's working. All right, so I'm going to shut it off real quick. All right, now that I have demonstrated that it works and everything going fine, the water heated up super, super fast. I'm going to disassemble all this stuff real quick, and I'm going to take the cover shroud off of it so I can show you all the cool components that live inside of it. Pop off the cover here. The brains of the operation, I call this. Take off the exhaust flange there. Okay, so that comes out. And I want to point out something here. So you see this door, louvered door here. This thing sits right behind that, and exhaust pushes out of it. So it intakes cold air on one side, and it exhausts hot air on the other side. And you have a little rain flapper there so water doesn't come down in it. Cold air is coming in basically right through here, providing air to the fan that's back here, and then hot air is coming right back out the side there. So really nice little setup. So earlier when we fired it up, you heard the fan kicked on first, and you hear that, and that's the sound you hear initially. Then you hear the whoosh of the flame kicking on, but that's a 300 Pascal high pressure blower doing its self-purge. So it clears out the air basically in the unit before it lets anything go. And that's 3 to 5 seconds, and then you hear the whoosh of the fire. And that unit, I mean, inside that thing is like a 50 miles per hour wind, so it's pretty significant what's happening inside there. So I'm going to grab my other camera here so I can show you some stuff. Cold water comes in here. It goes through this system, here. Now we get to our first checkpoint, and this is a flow sensor, and the top is a temperature sensor. And it's going to tell me what to do with my flame down here. So then the water continues on up. I got a temperature sensor here. Water flows on up. Again, this is all cold water. Then it goes into our copper burn chamber here. And you can see where the hose goes there. Then it goes over here. And it goes back over there. And then over here. And then around there. And then down the back. And then it starts wrapping around. It does multiple wraps around. And then it finally comes out of here. This is another temperature sensor. This is going to be your high temp shut off valve. So if the water is too hot, this thing will trip and it will shut the water off. And then down here is our final temperature sensor telling us what the water coming out is at. And it goes into here and fills up our really cool device. This is the brains. This is what makes this thing really awesome. And then it comes out when you want to use the water on demand. Propane is coming into this line, going into our propane solenoid. So when you ask for propane, this thing magnets open. So you got one over there and one over here, and the propane flows out of that copper tube, goes into our burn chamber down here, and then this opens that up, and that allows flames in there. And you can see all the burn chambers down there, the little segments you see across there. Those are your burn chambers. So if it's hot water coming in, or warm water, summertime, only 1 or 2 of those rows of flames work. If it's cold water coming in, wintertime water, all the flame water will come on and it will heat it up quicker. So like I said, our Pascal NIDEC, I think is what it stands for, Pascal NIDEC blower motor here. Most RV tankless water heaters have 150 to 200 PAs. This one pushes 300 of static pressure, which is pretty awesome. Basically, this thing can handle hurricane force winds going on inside of it, and it pushes out the exhaust and brings in some cold air, giving you the proper air-fuel mixture ratio. All right, I got the main circuit board here packed with all the sensors. This thing monitors the whole operation. It can be the water flow, the water temperature, the water pressure, the flame, how many flames, 12-volt input, 12-volt output, everything. Propane, it senses everything. This is the brains, like I say. It also has a number of things in here to help the water heater protect itself. So If it has a flame out, meaning you lose propane, it shuts itself off. It has overheat protection, so if there's a runaway flame going on in here, something screwed up, it gets too hot, like I showed you up here, high pressure temperature shutoff valve, it shuts everything down. And this is the last ditch effort for it gets too hot or too much pressure. This will go before anything in there goes. You have freeze protection, so should you be camping in the wintertime, this thing is exposed, relatively exposed. It doesn't get much heat in that cabinet, and it's exposed to elements out here. So these copper pipes are very thin and fragile, so they can get hot faster, but that leaves them susceptible to freezing temperatures. The main thing that sets this system apart compared to all other systems is this right here, this mixed tank system. This is roughly 13 ounces of a hybrid mixing reservoir, and this is what makes this hybrid tank heater work like a champ. What most people dislike about the standard tankless or on-demand water heater in the RV industry right now is when you're showering and you hit the pause button, and when you turn it back on, you get that cold water sandwich. You get warm water for just a little bit, then it's cold, then it's warm again. That's what most people hate. This little bad boy right here stops that. It allows warm water to be in here, keeping warm and keeping heated. So when it pushes it back out, this comes through there while it's heating the new water up, and it lets you continue that almost seamless shower without losing your hot water. From what I understand, again, I have not installed this unit on a rig and I have not used this unit, but from everybody that I've read and talked about and listened to on videos, they say it may drop a little bit of pressure right when that cold water sandwich is supposed to be there, but the temperature is unnoticeable in the change. It stays the same kind of hot or warm temperature. And what's really awesome is it does all that even at a 3.9 gallon per minute flow rate, which is awesome. And many of you out there in the world have installed and loved the Truma AquaGo, and it's a really awesome system from what I understand. Again, I've never used one. They're very expensive, and it's something I've thought about installing if I wanted to put one in. But that one also has a 3.9 gallon per minute flow rate. So this one is supposed to be the more affordable version of that, if you will. Okay, let's put the cover back on the brains here. Pretty basic setup, pretty basic system. Not very much detail involved here, not very much required. Really shocking. And it's really surprising that that is really what makes all the difference right there. I'm not going to put this thing under the flame and pressure while it's not hooked together, because I don't think that's absolutely safe. And I don't think the airflow would mix in here right. So I'm not going to do that while it's open. But I did want you to see where the components are. And I did want to point out the copper. It's really thin. And most times when you have a water leak in your on-demand or tankless type water heater, if you've had a leak, it's because it was most likely improperly winterized. And these little tubes can get cracked. Or maybe not even improperly winterized, but some models, like the one on our trailer, I ran out of propane one night in the middle of the night and it froze. The whole thing was a block of ice. Water's just sitting in there. The screen lit up, but it never alarmed at me that it was freezing, so I had no idea. Thankfully, I was able to get a hairdryer out and thaw it out and get it back going again. I didn't crack any pipes, thankfully, because I caught it in time. But it's possible to freeze even when you got it inside the trailer. So what makes the Ultra different than the rest of the FOGATTI lineup? Let me show you. The InstaShower 7 is about a 48K BTU, 2.5 gallon per minute flow rate. It has no awesome mixed tank. The InstaShower 8 Plus, a 55K BTU, 2.9 gallon per minute flow rate, no mixed tank. And that's the one I reviewed before right here on this bench. The 8 Pro or 9 Pro, it's a 60K BTU, a little bit better flow rate. It has some stability upgrades. And then you have the Ultra Supreme 66,000 BTU, 3.9 gallon per minute, full mixed tank, 300 PA blower, adaptive burner. This thing is the complete package. It's pretty awesome. Only this, the Ultra, gets every upgrade on one unit. It has the highest power, the highest flow, and that mixed tank for a Truma-like temperature stability. And just so everybody's aware, I'm going to compare it to the Truma AquaGo Comfort Plus. This thing is about $800. The Truma AquaGo goes anywhere from $1,800 to $2,600. Huge difference. This Ultra is a 66K and 3.9 gallon per minute flow rate, and the Truma is roughly 60K BTU and 3 to 3.5 gallon per minute flow rate. They both have a hybrid mixing chamber, so that's a tie. Installing the FOGATTI is a true DIY drop-in, and it has the included door frame, wind, and altitude. The Ultra's 300 PA fan and a 9,800 foot rating give it the edge because the Truma doesn't have that same capability. Warranty, Both warranty for both products are very solid, but this has a 24-month hassle-free, easy-to-use warranty should you have any issues with this thing. Bottom line, folks, this Ultra is the poor man's Truma. That's what I call it. I call the FOGATTI the poor man's Truma. It's the same hybrid idea that gives you consistent hot water with 0 cold shocks, but you can install it for a fraction of the price, and it's got more raw power. All right, I'm going to put the shell back on real quick so you can see how easy it is for maintenance, and everything lines right back up. All right, everybody, so that's the FOGATTI InstaShower Ultra 66,000 BTU. Opened up, explained, and bench tested with actual water and propane right here. Even on the workbench, you can see why this is the Supreme Series model. Overbuilt components, smart engineering, and a mix tank that is the secret sauce that makes this thing premium. If you want endless, rock-steady showers on a budget, this model is for you. I'll drop a link right down below in the video description. And if you want to go back and check out my original FOGATTI review on the 8 Plus, you can check it out too. It'll be linked here on the screen and down in the video description. I'd like to know from you, what is your most painful point of your RV water heater? And what would you like to change? All right, I got to say thank you very much to the company for sending this out to me to do this bench test review. I'm very thankful to crack it open and check it out and run it. I hope to get it installed on an RV soon so I can see it in action. But again, there are many other channels out there, to include my buddy Chad. Chad did a review on one, putting this in his own Airstream. So you can see his review and thoughts on that. And there's a number of other people who put this thing in their rig, and they all have very good things to say about it. I have not found a negative review on it on a video yet for someone who's actually tested it. Thank you all very much for making me a part of your adventure. Thank you for allowing us into your home, on your smart tablets, and into your wherever you might be watching from. So thank you very much, everybody. I love you all. Have an awesome day. Bye. Thing cracked open, and hi, pipe. And then I will follow up with you momentarily and show you how we're... Piper's got to go potty. I'll be back in just a moment.